Hello and welcome to Facebook Live. Wherever you're joining us from, whatever time of day it is for you, we are so excited to be here in this special, incredible Facebook group. And this morning, I am going to be here with Andrea Butje, who is the founder of the Aromahead Institute. And we are going to be talking about all kinds of things. And I am so excited to bring Andrea on shortly. And we're going to go into all kinds of fun details just about life, so you can get to know Andrea a little bit more on a personal level and interact with our entire team here at Aromahead. And we are, again, so excited to have you. So I'm going to grab my phone, and I would love to hear where you're joining us from. And I would love to hear more about you and what is bringing you to this Facebook group and your own journey of aromatherapy. So I'm going to pull up the comments here so I can see you. We've got so many folks who are joining in. We've got Patty. Hello, Patty. We've got Catherine. Love these webinars. Yay. Well, if you love these webinars, you're about to love some webinars coming up soon. We've got Liz saying hello. Hello. We've got Karen who's waving. We've got Nicole saying, hi, Jenny and Andrea. Hello, hello. Elizabeth is here saying, hi. Hi, Jenny and Andrea. We've got Michelle. We've got so many fun folks who are joining in, and it is so much fun to have each and every one of you here today. All right, so I think we're ready to get started. Let's bring Andrea in. Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi, hey, everybody. It's so fun to be here with you.
It is so fun to be doing this. It's so much fun to be able to interact with folks and just tell them a little bit about who you are as a person and what has brought you on this entire journey. So I'm so excited to be able to be here and to be a part of this experience.
Thanks, Jenny. Thanks for doing this.
And we've got so many folks who are just joining in, and if you are just joining us, we are here together. My name is Jenny, and this is Andrea Butje from the Aromahead Institute, the founder of Aromahead, and we are going to be talking together about different aspects of Andrea's life, and we're going to have so much fun. So stay tuned, and so glad you're here with us. This is a live event on Facebook, so if there's any little sound coming in and out, or the picture comes in and out, just stick with us and it'll be right back in like a second. So thank you so much for all your patience, and hopefully that won't happen. All right.
I know you have the best tech team, Jenny.
They are. Our media folks are. They're a pleasure to work with. They make it so fun and easy. All right. So I've got some questions here for you. Are you ready for your first question?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Andrea, you have such a passion for distillers and working with distillers all across the world. What they do is really the magic of aromatherapy and what they bring to us. Can you tell me a little bit about a favorite distiller trip that you've gone on?
A favorite trip? Okay, well, gosh, there are so many, but one that pops to mind right away is a trip that Cindy and I actually took to see bergamot production in the south of Italy, in Calabria. So we flew over to Calabria and we arrived, it was in January, which is when the production happens for bergamot. And we arrived on a really rainy, cold day after a long trip, and we got to our little hotel room and we were just sort of settling in, and all of a sudden there's like this little knock at the door, and I open the door and there is Giuseppe Giuseppe, who is the bergamot producer, and his sister and his family, and they're there with this huge basket of bergamot gifts for us for our arrival. We had bergamot candy, bergamot oil, bergamot oranges, bergamot soap. It was amazing. And we realized, Jenny, within like 1 minute that they didn't speak any English and we didn't speak any Italian. So we spent the next 3 days with them in their production facility doing so much mimicking. We finally actually hired an interpreter on the last day so we could get all the details. But it was amazing, and the smell of the bergamot and the orchards, what a trip.
Oh, that sounds absolutely spectacular. And there's just something about being on site when something is being distilled. The whole just area is just filled with that aroma, and it is absolutely just gorgeous.
Right? Yes,
We've
absolutely.
got some more folks who are joining. We've got Nevelyn saying hello, and we've got some really. Okay, Cindy's got a great comment. She's like, Jenny, ask her about the bergamot pig.
Oh, thanks, Cindy. Yeah, so they had this gigantic pig who they fed all the bergamot fruit to after, because, the oil's in the rind. So after the oil was produced from the rind, they would save all the fruits and cook them up over a hot open fire. And when they were just the perfect temperature, they would feed it to the pig. And we all fell in love with this bergamot pig. It was huge.
I feel like that pig has such a healthy diet.
Right? Right? Can you imagine living on bergamot fruit? I love it.
That's fabulous. All right. So we've got some more people. We've got Christina saying cheering from Ohio, yay! And we've got
Hey,
Kathy.
Christina.
We've got Kathy saying hello. Nicole is saying gourmet dinner for the pig. Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
If again, if you're joining us, I'm here with Andrea Butje, and we're just having fun talking about life and stories and aromatherapy. And it's wonderful to have you join us. If you have any questions as we go through, feel free to pop them into the comment box at the end of this presentation, at the end of this interview. Just kind of hang out together. We'll have a chance to go over, and I'll ask your questions, and we're going to just spend some time here with you on this Facebook Live event. So if you have anything you want to ask Andrea, go ahead and pop that into the comment box, and I'll be going through at the end and grabbing your questions, and we'll just have a good time hanging out together.
Thanks, Jenny.
All right. Catherine's saying bergamot fruit, yum. All right.
It's really sour. It's
Yes.
delicious.
I'm sure the bergamot pig is looking across the field like, I love bergamot, but. All right, so the next question I have for you today is, outside of aromatherapy, what are some of your favorite hobbies?
Favorite hobbies? Well, I love to cook. That's one of my most favorite hobbies. I just love being in the kitchen and just creating all these really fun meals and using gorgeous vegetables. And actually, I just went on a trip pretty recently to Santa Fe, and I went to the Santa Fe School of Cooking, and I took the most incredibly inspiring cooking classes. The chefs were such good teachers. I learned all about the different peppers and making salsas, and I made tamales, and I just had so much fun. And I felt like I was in an aromatherapy class, because we were smelling and tasting and blending things, and it was so great. So I love to cook, and let's see what else. I love to photograph plants. That's a fun hobby. I love to travel, and so whenever I travel, I'm always looking at plants I haven't met before and photographing them, photographing flowers, and I like to watch movies. I love Netflix. So whenever I can kind of have a night where I can just binge on a couple of episodes of Netflix, that's super fun. So those are a few.
That sounds awesome. Oh, those are fabulous. Those are so much fun. There's so much crossover. There's some crossover between cooking with really high quality ingredients and the beautiful food you can make, and working with high quality essential oils. And that's something I've just absolutely loved about all the classes at Aromahead, is just the emphasis on oil and the journey and the quality. So stay tuned for more on all of that if you're here with us today. All right, let's check in with our folks. We've got Tammy, who sends a smiley face. Casey's saying, how cool. We've got Kwan Ni here. Hello, Kwan Ni, joining in from Singapore. And Kwan Ni was actually on an interview with us earlier this week, which there's a recording in this Facebook group, so you can go back and watch our interview together. Okay.
It was so great. It was a great interview. Both interviews we've done so far with Kwan and with Carrie from 21 Drops have been incredible, and we have several more after me. This is so much fun. I'm really loving it.
It's so much fun. We're just doing a Facebook Live series, and each person is bringing something new and different. It's just the conversation of aromatherapy and aromatherapy education, and it's fabulous.
Definitely.
All right, Andrea, rumor has it you have a giraffe story. Can you tell me your giraffe Can you tell me your giraffe story?
Okay, so this is another distiller trip, Jenny, where I went to South Africa and I was going to see tea tree production and citrus oil production. And along the way, we were in the very northern part on the Zimbabwe border. And we took a few days just to, enjoy the beautiful land. And one day we were actually taking a hike in the bush with a guy who knew birds. And so we were looking for birds and listening for bird sounds and just walking along. And we turned a corner. And right in front of us, literally like 40 feet in front of us, were 5 giraffes. Now, I'll tell you something. I have never imagined that they are as tall as they are when you are standing on the ground and then you look up and they're extraordinary. And they weren't even surprised, it seemed, to see us. They just stood there, like they kind of reached their necks up and they looked over at us, and they were totally in the wild, so they were just relaxed and in their environment. And then they just started doing their thing, and we stood there in awe, just watching them for about maybe an hour. They were the most beautiful creatures I've ever seen, and it's like a highlight of my life. I will never forget that experience.
Oh wow, that sounds truly incredible. Those moments when you get as a human to just be up close in nature like that is just so humbling and awe-inspiring. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
We've got Nicole, who just put 5 giraffe emojis into a comment. I love it.
That's fantastic.
That is great. And again, hello and welcome if you're just joining us. It's so much fun to be here with Andrea. We're just chatting and having a great time, talking about all kinds of things. And if you have any questions for Andrea, feel free to pop them into the comment box, and we will have have an opportunity at the end of this presentation interview to ask Andrea some questions. So go ahead and put those questions in there. All right. Cindy's got a great question. We'll just do one question now, and then we'll save them for the end. But this is so relevant. What plants were you visiting in South Africa?
Well, tea tree was the big one, and that was amazing because I've used tea tree, my whole adult life, and I'd never met the plant before. It was like a little tree, and I was in a huge field of tea trees, and then with the distiller, but then also the citrus production was amazing because they did orange and grapefruit and lemon and lime, and the color of the essential oil is beautiful. And so that was the main purpose of the trip, were those 2 producers. And but there were so many other amazing plants and animals and such experiences to be in South Africa. I actually first heard and then saw a whole bunch of zebra running in the bush. So I heard this noise, these like hoofs on the ground, and I turned around and there were just zebras running by. I mean, just phenomenal experience.
Oh wow, that sounds absolutely like a once in a lifetime type of experience, which is
it really was.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And that's another just whole layer to working with Andrea at the Aromahead Institute. And I'm just going to sidetrack just a little bit, but the fact that Andrea has such a love and a passion for essential oils and distillers and their work, it's pure poetry, what they do with plants and how they usher out those essential oils. And she's visited so many distillers all over the world, and she has a book available. It's called The Heart of Aromatherapy. And if you haven't had a chance to look at this book or check it out, it is so cool. It just talks about so many different oils and the story and what each oil can do. And there's so many fun recipes. So I just want to mention Heart of Aromatherapy in case it's something that you weren't aware of and you're here joining us. I highly recommend that you pick up a copy.
Thanks, Jenny. That's really sweet. Thank you.
All right. So my next question. My next question is jewelry related. And So Andrea has a vibrant YouTube channel where there are so many different recipes, and she goes through how to make so many different blends and work with essential oils, and it's a wonderful channel. If you haven't subscribed or check it out, go check it out after this presentation. And there's so many comments Andrea gets just about the jewelry she wears. And Andrea, can you just tell me a little bit about that?
Sure, Jenny, that's a fun interview question because I do love jewelry. I love stones. I love rocks. I love stones. I love color. I love gems. And a lot of the different pieces of jewelry I have are, personal, like a close friend made this ring, and like this one's from a recent trip. And, so they are meaningful to me personally. And I just love having all of these beautiful gemstones around me, and I love wearing them. And yeah, I mean, I still don't have pinky rings, but I think just most other fingers are pretty full. So yeah, it's fun. It's just a little pleasurable, fun thing. Ooh, I think the picture got stuck.
All right, I'm just going to do a little check-in with my media team.
Right. Okay.
How are we doing over there? We've got sound. And we're good to go? Okay. All right, sit tight, everybody. We lost connection. We're good. Great. Okay, great.
Hey, good job, media team. Way to go.
Good job. Andrea disappeared from my view, so I was just checking and pausing to make sure we're all up and running and good to go.
It's kind of amazing, actually, that we can do this in the first place, because Jenny and I are way across the country from each other right now.
Yep.
And yet here we are live streaming. It's so impressive.
Yes, we're bouncing to space and back with all of you. Yeah. So it's extraordinary. All right, so let's check in with our crew here. And hello, everyone. Again, if you're just joining us, we are here. I'm with Andrea, and we're just chatting about all kinds of fun stuff. Nicole put in 3 zebras.
Good going on the emojis.
On point with the strong emoji game. I love it. All right.
I know.
So pop in your questions, and we'll have a Q&A at the end of this live presentation where Andrea will be here to answer your questions. So we would love to see your questions. Okay, my next question, Andrea. What are your favorite snacks to munch on during webinar time?
Snacks. I wish I could have snacks during webinar time, I have to say. I love doing the webinars, and usually we're on for several hours, but of course I'm talking the whole time, right? So I can't really have any snacks, but I always have a cup of hot tea, and I always have my water. And I have my essential oils, all around me, but yeah, no snacks. Although if I could have snacks, I have to say, okay, this is going to sound really bizarre, but I love radishes. I really love radishes. So that would be one of my snacks for sure, and maybe popcorn, but I don't think it would go over very well.
I love that you love radishes. I think radishes are my favorite thing in a garden during the summer.
It's the best.
They are. They're just the best. That red crunch, you can't get better than that. All right. Okay, so I've got my last official question, and then we'll just open it up to general questions from our awesome folks who are here with us, sending all kinds of love. We've got hearts. We've got smiley faces. We have so many people here with us who are just really just loving that you're here and spending some time with us today.
Thanks,
all right.
Everybody.
So my last official question for today is, what are your favorite parts of your job at Aromahead? That's a tough one.
Wow. Yeah, because there's so many, right? All right. Well, it all starts with the students. There's no question about that, because, we're all doing this to educate and to work with the students. And Jenny, one of the coolest things that happens at Aromahead is that people feel really free to communicate with us. So we get email. Line.
We're back.
Okay. We're back. All right, good. So what I was saying was that we get emails all the time, every day, and sometimes many a day, from students sharing with us, you know, how excited they are to be learning, how what they're learning is improving their life. They give us stories about making blends for people in their lives and how beautifully the blends work. And that kind of thing with the students is so rewarding for me and for the whole team. We all just love, we all share the feedback with each other. So for example, if a case study instructor or one of the forum instructors or Mina or myself or Nicole, if any of us get feedback from a student, we share it with the whole team because it's so inspiring and fun. So clearly, you know, the students are the center of everything. But I have to say, so is the team at Aromahead. We have 18 of us working together every single day to make sure that the students have a great educational experience. And our team is like a family. We share so much with each other, and we help each other support the students in the best way we can. And everybody at Aromahead is really oriented towards, you know, the education side of things. And then we have this incredible web team of people who are, you know, making sure that everyone has a great, you know, technology experience, just like you're doing on this interview. And so that's one of my favorite parts too, is just working with this team of people at Aromahead, with everyone. I also love doing webinars. I have to say that's one of the most fun parts of my job, is all the webinars I get to do. And I love that because it's real time, just like now, and people can ask questions, and, you know, they can really connect with us more personally, and we can write answers back. And I love that. I'm really excited about the upcoming webinars in the next 2 weeks to help people learn more about the education at Aromahead. So excited. And then lastly, I would say, even though I could actually go on and on with this question, I would say that I spend some of my days creating content, some of my days teaching, some of my days working with the team, with the, you know, educational team, the web team, and all of it is fun for me. Every single part of it. I actually just love my job. I do.
And that just that comes through in every single aspect of Aromahead, and any kind of interaction the Aromahead team has with any kind of student, that love and passion for essential education and safety. It's just such a wonderful team, and it's just such a really, it's just a really special online community of folks.
Yeah, and Jenny, we have people that live all over the place because we're a virtual team. Mm-hmm. So we have people in the US and Canada and Singapore and Scotland, and you know, just it's amazing that we all connect every single day, many times a day. It's really fun.
It's a fabulous group of folks. Dawn is affirming that. She's saying, I love the fact that we as students know that questions will be answered, and I personally have been loving the Facebook page. Such open communication and support. Dawn, thank you so much for that comment, and it is so, so true.
Super sweet.
All right, so I'm gonna just go over, I have been already, skimming through for some good questions, because we're about to start just a really brief Q&A with Andrea. It's just a special opportunity to have you here with us, Andrea. And we've got, let's see. Anne, we've got just some fun comments about snacks. Anne is saying a sip of water as a snack.
Anne's teasing me because Anne's on the Aromahead team, and you know, whenever I'm doing these 3 or 4 hour webinars, I'm always like, okay, everybody, I'll just be right back. I'm taking a little sip of water, and
yeah.
She's always teasing me about.
So some water snacks. Water snack. Oh, we've got a really good question here from Casey. What was the process of writing The Heart of Aromatherapy like for you?
Oh, Casey, thanks for asking. It was incredible. I worked with Hay House as my publisher, and my flow was that for about a year, every morning I got up super, super early, and I spent the first 3 hours of my day either writing or recording. Because I often found that if I just would, you know, record into my phone and just tell stories about the oils and share the information I wanted to, then I could transcribe it and it would sound more like my voice. And oops, Jenny, are we good?
Yep, we're good.
Okay, we're good. Okay. So that was my flow, and working with Hay House was amazing. They were so supportive and so much fun and inspiring.
All right, you went out just for a moment. The last thing we heard was working with Hay House was so fun and inspiring.
It was, because they just are an excellent group of people, and they really helped me hone my writing skills, and they helped me with direction, and they were just so supportive. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah, and it's just, again, such a fabulous book. We could sit here and just read aloud for an hour, and I would be so enthralled. It just makes
story time,
and that's exactly what this book is. It gives just each oil a really nice character and really just tells the story of what that oil can do and makes it so personable. And there's, again, so many recipes, kid-friendly recipes, all kinds of recipes for all kinds of things. It's on my desk all the time, and it's my first reference guide. I love it so much.
Oh, thanks, Jenny.
All right.
Great.
So I'm looking through for some questions. Amanda has a great comment. Radishes and butter. She loves radishes and butter. Has to be good butter. It's yummy.
I'm going to have to try that. I can't say I've ever tried that combination.
I'm going to have to try it as well.
Really good.
As a fellow radish lover, Amanda, I think we're both going to have to try this.
Well, Jenny, that's a new thing I just learned about you. I didn't know we shared this radish love.
We love radishes.
Totally great.
All right. So I'm going back through and looking for some more questions. We just have so many people writing in and just giving love, and it's just happy to spend some time here with us on this Facebook Live presentation.
Everybody.
So we've got one person who's saying, how big is the Aromahead team? You mentioned 18. Is that your core team?
Yeah, that's the whole team. And it's amazing. I mean, we communicate every day. Mm-hmm. We're all talking every day. We have a great online system for communicating. So we have small groups of people that work on different projects, and it's wonderful.
The second part of Catherine's question is, do you have out-of-country people that verify crops for you? So I'll let you take that second half.
Well, we don't sell oils at Aromahead, and so that part not so much, but you do, Jenny, at Aromahead International. Definitely, yeah. Thanks for asking.
Yes, we just love the Aromahead team and everything that the Aromahead team does to support online education, and it's just a lot of fun to interact. We've got Nicole saying, so much fun for the AH team. Barb is saying she has a specific question, and she's saying, I'm new to oils and wanting to share with someone new who is also new that has neck and shoulder pain and MS. What would you suggest, and what can I offer?
That's a great question. And if you're new to oils, that's exactly the kind of question that you would be asking, because there's so many different oils and they have so many different properties, and it's easy to, have a whole bunch of oils in front of you and think, what do I do here? How many which ones do I choose? And look things up online, and you can get all kinds of different information. So, it's hard to answer that question briefly. That would be a great question for you to email us. But when the interview's over, a few of us on the team are going to go through all the questions that we didn't have time to actually answer out loud and answer them in writing. And we'll give you a few suggestions, like a recipe or a link to a blog post that you can go and read and learn more about.
Absolutely, and that was a perfect answer, Andrea. It's such a deep question.
Great question.
It's a great question. All right, so I've got one last question for you today. And when you are doing a webinar and you have everything there on your table and you have all your essential oils, what is one oil you find yourself reaching for over and over again?
Okay, without any doubt, I always have my black spruce and my pinyon pine because I'm just a conifer girl. I love the tree oils, and I find them grounding and uplifting all at the same time, and they just clear my head. And I do actually smell oils as I'm talking, and it's so much fun to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The conifers are just beautiful for that.
they
All right.
are. They
Well,
are.
Andrea, this has been so, so lovely and so much fun. Thank
Great.
you. This has just been wonderful. And everyone who's here with us, thank you for taking time out of your day, your morning, your evening, your afternoon, whatever time it is for you, and joining Andrea and I here on this live presentation. And
Yeah, I've loved being here, and it's just so great to hang out with you too, Jenny, and
yes,
with everybody who's on the Facebook Live. Thank you, and everyone listening to the recording. Really appreciate it.
yeah, and we are excited to keep interacting with you. This is such a special Facebook group with folks from all over the world who are joined together with a passion for aromatherapy and learning more from Aromahead and from you specifically, Andrea. So thank you again to everyone who's here. If you're watching the recording, thank you for hopping in and watching the recording. And we will see you all on our next interview, our next Facebook Live interview,
Yeah, and
coming up soon.
I'll see everybody on the webinars in the next 2 weeks. I
Yay!
can't wait.
It's going to be
All right.
fabulous. All
See
right.
y'all soon.
Bye. Again, thanks for joining us, everyone. It's been so fabulous to be here with you. And we are looking forward to